You've got it. More with Don and Mike.
Thanks to Elvis Buttload for listening
Here comes Santa Claus.
on great radio stations like 105.5 WNSP FM, Mobile, Darwin's Waiting Room, Alabama, WCMB, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and KQAM, Wichita, Kansas. Well, folks, this is it. It's our last official live show of 1993. We're kicking back for some holiday time.
Yes, we are.
Starting on tomorrow's show, you'll be hearing best of tapes all the way through, I think, January 3rd, which is the day we will all be back from vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I got to get everybody in the studio. Hold on.
Everyone.
Let me get on the page system. Attention Infinity Broadcasting employees. Sherry, what is it you say when you want all the actors to report to the stage?
Places, everyone.
Places, everyone. Now, everybody has a role in this. Billy, Rabe, Cannon, Bob the Intern, Diana, Buzz Burbank, Sherry, Mike, Diana, myself, and even Bart has a role in this. It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
The movie, as we've explained many times, the movie used to be on like 10 times a day, every day from Thanksgiving until Christmas.
That's right.
Now, because Ted Turner, God bless Ted Turner, because he bought the movie, he only shows it on his cable TV stations.
Right.
Which means that you can't see the movie as many times you did in the past. So we've got the actual script to the movie.
Brought to you as a public service.
And under the direction of Rob Spiewak.
He's our Frank Capra.
We are going to be, Rob A. Capra. We're going to be presenting it for you now. Now, Rob A., what do we need to know from you, the director, before we start this radio play?
3 words: suspension of disbelief. No, it was weirdish because it's a very visual movie, and I never realized it until I started to try and edit it together. But I think most people are fairly familiar with the film.
Yeah.
So if you just kind of work with us on this.
Work with us, people.
Now, how much of this have you edited out? Is there roughly still half the movie in here?
I don't think I left out any key things, but
That's pretty obvious from the 2 volumes that we're looking at here.
well, there's like of course, the action sequences we had to leave out. But the key dialogue, the best parts of the arguments,
Right.
when you yell at Uncle Billy, when Mr. Potter gets really mad, all that stuff is left in. Everyone's favorite parts.
Good.
All right, great. Well, then let's begin.
Hey, I'm not ready yet.
What? Hold on a second. What are you doing?
I need to go into part
What?
2.
What?
I need to go into part
Yeah, you're not even until the second act. So you can. What are you doing? You playing basketball with Tammy? Okay, you can go on back there. You being a good boy?
Will you tell me when it's my turn, because I don't have a line until way
Right.
past part 2.
You got it. Okay, give me a kiss.
Could you
Got a
tell
kiss for me? I will call you when it's time for your lines. Okay?
I'll be listening.
All right. Bye. All right. There we go. Now, is everybody else in place? Are we all ready?
Yep.
All right, then what I do is I hit the opening music. And cue Buzz.
Once upon a time, in the dear, dark past, there was a small town called Bedford Falls. A quiet, peaceful town, full of warmth, charm, and brotherly love. It is Christmas Eve, 1945. And while most of the town is full of holiday cheer, one of Bedford Falls' favorite sons is troubled. He is being observed by his guardian angels.
Hello, Joseph. Trouble? Looks like we're going to have to send someone down. A lot of people are asking for help for a man named George Bailey.
Guys, hold on. Time out. You got to give a little more than that.
Acting.
Yeah, please. I mean, I don't want the usual monosyllabic reading of this.
That's right.
Okay.
Don, you got it out of the way at the beginning, and I think that's important for everybody. Everybody, this is acting.
Come on, get into your roles. Sherry, you're on stage all the time. Give these other less talented thespians some advice. Of course, Mike and I have done many television commercials before, so
We know we worked with monkeys.
Listen to this. Watch this. Remember that thing we did $25,000 at the count of 3? Listen to this. 1, 2, 3. $25,000.
There you go.
Yeah, let's see, we're pros. We're slick pros. So what advice would you give everyone, Sherry?
Well, you see, Don and Mike were motivated at that point, and I think that's what you two may lack. So what you want to do is find your motivation, go with it, and let's not read the words. Let's be the words, okay? Thanks, gentlemen.
All righty.
Now, astounding.
Now, Buzz, will you give us just the last few lines of your intro again to set this up?
Yes, I will. It's Christmas Eve, 1945, and while most of the town is full of holiday cheer, one of Bedford Falls' favorite sons is troubled. He's being observed by his guardian angels.
Hello, Joseph. Trouble? It looks like we're going to have to send someone down. A lot of people are asking for help for a man named George Bailey.
George Bailey? Yes, tonight's his crucial night. You're right. We'll have to send someone down immediately. Whose turn is it?
Well, that's why I came to see you. It's that clockmaker's turn again.
Oh, Clarence. Hasn't got his wings yet, has he? We've passed him up right along.
Yes, because you know, sir, he's got the IQ of a rabbit.
Yes, but he's got the faith of a child. Simple. Joseph, send for Clarence.
We've made it through the first page of dialogue, everybody. Yeah.
You send for me, sir?
Yes, Clarence. A man down on Earth needs your help.
Splendid. Is he sick?
No, worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, that man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh, dear, his life. Then I've only got an hour to dress. What are they wearing now?
You will spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Sir, if I should accomplish this mission, might I perhaps win my wings? I've been waiting for over 200 years now, sir, and people are beginning to talk.
What's that book you've got there?
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Clarence, you do a good job with George Bailey, and you'll get your wings.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you.
Poor George. Sit down.
Sit down? What are...
If you're going to help a man, you want to know something about him, don't you?
Well, naturally, of course.
Well, keep your eyes open. See the town?
Why, yes. This is amazing.
Well, now, Robé, then it says, close shot. Group of boys. They are preparing to slide downhill on large shovels. Were we not going to even mention that?
I think I say it when I say,
Hey, who's that playing in the snow?
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
No problem. That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy.
That's him when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happens here that you'll have to remember later on. George's brother fell into a frozen lake. George saved his brother's life that day, but he caught a bad cold, which infected his left ear. Cost him his hearing in that ear. It was weeks before he could return to his after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore.
Who's that? A king?
Hold on, I had a line there.
oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's Mr. Potter.
Who's that? A king?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in the county.
So long.
Go to work, Slade! Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
And so George Bailey, age 12, goes into work at Gower's drugstore.
Hey, it's me, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late!
Yes, sir.
There at the drugstore are two customers for George to wait on. Both are young ladies, the sweetheart Mary and the town slut, Violet Dick.
Hello, George.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Violet.
2 cents worth of shoelaces?
Oh, she was here first.
I'm still thinking.
Shoelaces?
Please, Georgie. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Oh, I say this to you. I like him.
You like every boy.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
Have you girls made up your mind yet?
I'll take chocolate.
Okay. With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts? Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from? Look at here, from Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea. I'm out exploring someday. You watch. I'm going to have a couple of harems. They're going to teabag me all the time. I'll have maybe 3 or 4 wives. You just wait and see. I'm going to turn back to the cash register now and do some whistling.
George! George!
Yes, sir.
You're not paid to be a canary!
No, sir.
As George turns to the cash register, he notices an open telegram. As he picks it up, he notices what it says. Mr. Gower, we regret to inform you of the death of your son. We await instructions from you. Sincerely. George turns to console Mr. Gower.
Mr. Gower, do you want something? Anything?
No.
Anything I can do back here?
No.
George notices that in Mr. Gower's drunken stupor, he has filled the capsules with poison.
Take those capsules over to Mrs. Blade. She's waiting for them.
Yes, sir. They have the diphtheria there, don't they? Haven't they, sir? Is it a charge, sir?
Yes, Charge.
Mr. Gower, I think...
Get going!
Yes, sir.
George notices that in Mr. Gower's drunken stupor, he's filled the capsules with poison, and of course, we've heard that before. But on the way to the delivery site, George stops by the Bailey Building and Loan to ask for his father's advice. But his dad is busy arguing with Mr. Potter, the richest, meanest man in town.
I'm not crying, Mr. Potter.
Well, you're begging, and that's a whole lot worse.
All I'm asking is 30 days more.
Pop!
Just a minute, son.
Hold on, let's stop the play for just one moment to point out that at this point, I am Billy Reed's son.
All right, Billy, that's your
Yeah, I
line.
know. Just 30 short days. I'll dig up that 5,000 somehow.
Shove me up. Shove me up. Shove me up, baby.
Pop!
Have you put any real pressure on those people of yours to pay those mortgages?
Times are bad, Mr. Potter. A lot of these people are out of work.
Then foreclose.
I can't do that. These families have children.
They're not my children.
Pop!
They're not my children, Billy Reed, you illiterate. They're not my children.
Yeah. But they're somebody's children, Mr. Potter.
Are you running a business or a charity war?
Well, all right.
Not with my money.
Mr. Potter, what makes you such a hard-skulled bastard? You have no family, no children. You can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
So, I suppose I should give it to miserable failures like you and that idiot retarded brother of yours to spend for me.
Hey, old man, he's not a failure. You can't say that about my father.
George!
You're not! Daddy, you're the biggest man in town.
Run along.
You're bigger than him.
Run along.
You're bigger than everybody, Daddy.
I'm horny. All right, where are we?
We now skip ahead, everybody, to find a 21-year-old George Bailey.
No.
No?
No.
No,
We've
where are we
gone
at?
back to the drugstore.
All right, so that's you, George.
Number 7.
No, that's Mr. Gower. All right, then it's you, Rob.
I know. There was a...
So, George...
That medicine should have been there an hour ago. It'll be there in 5 minutes, Mrs. Blaine. Where's Mrs. Blaine's box of capsules?
Capsules?
Did you hear what I said?
Well, yes, sir, I did.
What kind of tricks are you playing? Ow! Well, you deliver every Don't you know I'm very sick?
Ow! Ow, you're hurting my sore ear, you old man.
Lazy loafer eyes.
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules. I know you're unhappy. You got that telegram and you're upset. You put something bad in those capsules. It wasn't your old fault, old man. Just look and see what you did. Look at the bottle. You took the powder from... It's poison. I tell you, it's poison. I know you feel bad. Just don't hit me anymore.
Oh, no.
Don't hurt my ear again.
Oh, George.
Mr. Gower, I won't ever tell anyone. I know what you're feeling. I won't tell a soul. Hope to die, I won't.
Oh, George.
Now we skip ahead to find a 21-year-old George Bailey. He's geared up to go to college and very excited and sitting down to eat with his family.
Boy, oh boy. My last meal at the old Bailey boarding house. I can't wait to get out of here and get a piece of ass.
Oh, my lands, my blood pressure.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Well, never mind. Pop, can I have the car? I'm going to take a lot of plates and things.
What plates? Put those things in the car and I'll get your tie-in studs together.
Okay, Mom. You coming later, George?
What do you mean? And be bored to death?
Couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls, and we're going to use that new floor of yours tonight, too.
I hope it works.
No gin tonight, son.
Oh, Pop, just a little?
No, son. Not one drop.
Boys and girls and music. Why do they need gin?
Father, did I act like that when I graduated from high school?
Pretty much. You know, George, wish we could send Harry to college with you. Your mother and I talked it over half the night.
See, we have that all figured out. You see, Harry will take my job at the building and loan, and he'll work there for 4 years, and then he'll go.
He's pretty young for that job.
Well, Daddy, he's no younger than I was.
Maybe you were born older, George.
How's that?
Oh, Mom, I'm chairman of the Eats Committee, and we only need a couple of dozen.
Oh, no, you don't. Harry, now, not my best Haviland.
Oh, let him have the plates, Mother.
Billy. Come on, Billy, move it.
Hope you have a good trip, George. Uncle Billy and I are going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too, Pop. Hey, what's the matter? You look tired.
Oh, I had another fight with Mr. Potter today.
Oh, that old fart.
I thought when we put him on the deathbed, he'd ease up on us a little bit.
He's on the board of directors, Billy. Please, only Mike and I are allowed to ad-lib. You please just stick to the script.
I'm horny.
I wonder what's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard anyway.
Oh, he's a sick man, frustrated and sick. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul, if he has one. Hates everybody that has anything that he can't have. Hates us mostly, I guess.
So long, Pop.
So long, son. I say, maybe you were born older. I suppose you've decided what you're going to do when you get out of college.
Oh, you know what I've always talked about. Build things, design new buildings, plan modern cities. All that stuff I was talking about.
Still after that first million before 30?
No, I'll settle for half that in cash.
Of course, it's just a hope. But you wouldn't consider coming back to the building and loan, would you?
Well, I
know it's soon to talk about it.
Oh, Pop, I couldn't. I couldn't face being cooped up for the rest of my life in that shabby little office. And it smells like urine down at the building and loan, Dan. Oh, I'm sorry, Pop. I didn't mean that remark. But this business of nickels and dimes and spending your life trying to figure out how to save 3 cents on a length of pipe, I'd go crazy. I want to do something big and important.
You know, George, I feel that in a small way, we are doing something important, satisfying a fundamental urge. It's deep in a race for a man to want his own roof and walls and a fireplace, and we're helping get him those things in our shabby little office.
I know, Dad. I wish I felt... But I've been hoarding pennies like Alan Goodman in order to... Well, most of my friends have already finished college. I just don't feel like... I feel like if I don't get away, I'll just bust.
Yes, you're right, son.
You see what I mean. Don't you, Pop Billy?
This town is no place for any man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter.
I'm horny.
You've got talent, son. I haven't seen it. You get yourself an education, then get out of here.
Pop, you want a shock? I think you're a great guy. Hey, Pop, I think I'll get dressed and go over to Harry's party.
Have a good time, son.
And so, that ends the first act. We've got to break for commercials here. Well, we've made it through 15 minutes and we haven't bagged the idea yet.
That's right. We're still hanging in there. We're hanging with it.
For those of you wondering how long this will go on, we're up to page 144 and the movie has 322 pages. So we're making good time. And for those of you that have seen the movie perhaps in some weird, abstract, bizarro world way, we are playing the roles.
It's a Wonderful Life, the twisted version.
And we've got more of it. Come out tonight. Why'd you come out tonight? Right after this. And now with more, here is our announcer, Buzz Burbank, Esquire.
And so, bidding his father farewell, George puts on a suit and heads out to that high school dance with his brother Harry.
You know my kid brother George. I'm going to put him through college. Here comes George. Hello. Hee-haw.
Uh-oh. Sam Wainwright. How the hell are you? When did you get here?
Oh, this afternoon I thought I'd give the kids a treat.
Ah, you're old college graduate now, huh, college guy?
Yeah, old Joe College Wainwright, they call me. Well, freshman, looks like you're going to make it after all.
Yep.
Harry, just the guy I want to see. The coach has heard all about you. He has.
Wait, hold on. Are you doing both
good
parts?
There, Robbie.
Well, you see, Bob the intern was supposed to play Harry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What happened to Bob the intern?
Mike?
He's out getting a present for your wife.
When you care enough to give the very best, send an intern out with 10 minutes left in the show. Cannon, can you play the role?
Yeah.
Very good, Cannon.
Harry, you're just the guy I wanted to see. Coach has heard all about you.
He has?
Yeah, he's followed every game and his mouth is watering. He wants me to find out if you're going to come along with us.
Well, I gotta go make some dough first.
Well, you better make it fast. We need great ends like you, not broken down old guys like this one.
Hee-haw!
Hee-haw! George, welcome back.
Well, now, see, that doesn't work because you're playing the role of Sam, and then all of a sudden we don't know that I'm talking to the principal now.
All right, I'll use a different voice.
Okay.
George, welcome back.
Hello, Mr. Partridge.
Danny.
Danny, I believe. How are you?
Putting a pool under this floor was a great idea. Saved us another building. Now, Harry and Sam have a lot of fun. There's lots of stuff to eat and drink. A lot of pretty girls around.
Diana.
Hello, George.
Violet. Hello, Violet.
What am I, bid?
George?
Hiya, Marty. Well, it's Old Home Week.
Do me a favor, will you, George?
What's that?
Well, you remember my kid sister, Mary?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mama wants you, Marty. Mama wants you, Marty. Remember?
Dance with her, will you?
Me? Oh, well, I feel funny enough already with all these kids.
Oh, come on. Be a sport. Just dance with her one time, and you'll give her the thrill of a life.
Oh, go on.
Hey, sis.
Well, excuse me, Violet. Don't be long, Marty. I don't want to be a wet nurse for...
You remember George? This is Mary. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Well...
Now to get back to my story, see? Hey, this is my dance.
Oh, why don't you stop annoying people?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey!
Well, hello.
Hello. You look as if you didn't know me.
Well, I don't.
You've passed me on the street almost every day.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. That was a little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Oys. Oys.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Boys. Jesus. Boys. Very good, Kenneth.
The Big Charleston contest. The prize, a genuine loving cup. Those not tapped by the judge will remain on the floor. Let's go.
Well, Mary, I am not very good at this.
Oh, neither am I.
Okay, what can we lose?
As the dance continues, a young man who is pining for Mary is approached by a young punk with an idea.
What's the matter, Othello? Jealous? Did you know there's a swimming pool under the floor? And did you know the button behind you causes the floor to open up? And did you know further that George Bailey's dancing right over the crack? And I've got the key.
Well, the floor does indeed open, and George and Mary fall into the pool along with all the other dancers, but they were able to swipe some clothes from the high school for the walk home.
Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. Hot dog. Just like my organ.
Beautiful.
Just like an organ.
Even more beautiful.
And I told Harry I thought I'd be bored to death. You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I had to knock down 3 people to get this stuff we're wearing here. Here, let me hold that old wet dress of yours.
Do I look as funny as you do?
I guess I'm not quite the football type. You look marvelous. You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you are the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I will say it. How old are you anyway?
18.
18? Why, it was only last year you were 17.
Too young or too old?
Oh, no, just right. Your age fits you. Yes, sir, you look a little older without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress. You look older. I mean, younger. You look marvelous. Uh-oh.
Sir, my train, please.
A pox upon me for a clumsy lout. Your caboose, my lady.
You may kiss my hand.
Hand kisses. Hey, Mary.
As I was lumbering down the street... Oh, wait, that's supposed to be singing.
You're supposed to sing Buffalo Gals first. See, it says Mary turns away from him singing Buffalo Gals.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, as I was lumbering down the street...
All right, then. I'll throw a rock at the old Granville house.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
No, you see, you make a wish, and then you try and break some glass. You got to be a pretty good shot nowadays, too.
Oh, no, George, don't. It's full of romance, that old place. I'd like to live in it.
In that place?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't live in it as a ghost. Now watch. Right on the 2nd floor there.
Wow. What'd you wish, George?
I'm still trying to get past that sound effect. That's pretty good.
Really?
Well, not just one wish. A whole hatful, Mary. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow and the next day and the next year and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust out of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, Bowie, the Colosseum. Then I'm coming back here, and I'm going to go to college and see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build big erectors. Big erections. I'm gonna erect buildings, build airfields. I'm gonna build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm gonna build bridges a mile long. Hey, are you gonna throw a rock?
Chocolate pie.
Hey, Mary. That's pretty good.
Buffalo Gals, can't you come out tonight?
Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo Gals, can't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? Hey, what did you wish when you threw that rock?
Oh, no.
Come on, tell me.
If I told you, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? What do you want? Do you want the moon? Just say. Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. And then what?
Well, then you could swallow it and it would dissolve, see? And all the moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and toes and everywhere else and towards the end of your hair.
As George turns to Mary, it turns out he can't find her. All he sees is her robe, which has fallen off.
Mary! All right, I give up. Where are you?
Over here by the
Hydrangea.
hydrangea bushes.
All right, here's your clothes. Here you are. Catch. Wait a minute, hold on. What am I doing? This is a very interesting situation.
Please give me my robe.
Well, I'd like to be in this situation in real life. A man doesn't get in a situation like this every day.
I'd like to have my robe.
Not in Bedford Falls, anyway.
Ouch.
Gesundheit. This requires a little thought here.
George Bailey, give me my robe.
I've heard about things like this before, but I've never.
Shame on you. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell your mother.
Oh, my mother's way up the corner there.
I'll call the police.
They're all the way downtown. They'd be on my side, too.
I'm going to scream.
You know, maybe I could sell tickets. No, wait, let's see. The point is, in order to get this robe, I've got it. I'll make a deal with you, Mary.
Just then, Harry and Uncle Billy cruise by hurriedly in the old Bailey automobile.
George! George! Come on home! Quick! Your father's had a stroke!
Mary, I'm sorry. I've got to go.
Come on, George. Let's hurry.
Did you get a doctor?
Yes! Campbell's there now!
It turns out that George's father did die, and George agreed to run the building alone for 4 years until Harry finished college. So George and Uncle Billy go to the train station to meet Harry.
Oh, there are plenty of jobs around for someone who likes to travel. Why, just look at this. There, Venezuela oil. College guy?
Venezuela oil fields.
Thanks. Wanted, man with construction experience. Here's the Yukon right here. Wanted, man with engineering experience. Ooh. There she blows. You know what the 3 most exciting sounds in the world are?
Uh-huh! Breakfast is served! Lunch is served! Dinner is served!
No. Anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles.
Peanut! Peanut!
Hey, there's the professor now. Old Professor Phi Beta Kappa Bailey. All American.
Well, if it isn't old George Geographic Explorer Bailey. What? No husky dogs. No sled.
You've got another line, Cameron.
Uncle Bill, you haven't changed a bit.
I'm sorry, I called you Cameron, didn't I? I humbly apologize for that, Cameron.
Nobody ever changes around here. You know that.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Say, where's your mother?
She's at home cooking the fatted calf. Come on, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hello.
How do you do?
Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Well, I wired you and I had a surprise. Here she is. Meet the wife.
Well, what do you know? Wife!
Well, how do you do? Congratulations. What am I doing? Now I get to give Ruth a kiss.
Slip of the tongue.
Harry, why didn't you tell somebody? And Ruth, what's a hot tomato like you doing marrying this two-headed brother of mine?
Well, I'll tell you, it's purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
No! He gets you and a job. Well, Harry's cup runneth over.
So all the Baileys celebrate the marriage of Harry to Ruth.
Oh, boy. I feel so good I could spit in Potter's eye. I think I will. What do you say, huh? Oh, maybe I better go home. I could spit in his eye. I'm supposed to be drunk. Where's my hat? Where's my hat? Oh, thank you, George. Which one is mine?
The middle one.
Oh, thank you, George. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Now, look, if you'll point me in the right direction, would you do that, George?
Right down here.
George? Kiss me, George. Oh, building your own pal.
Now, you just turn this way and go straight down.
Just a little kiss, George. That way, huh? All right, I'm all right. The sweetest flower that grows. Kiss me, George.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we've got to break for commercials. In the radio play we thought would take us an hour, it looks like we're now going to be here until Christmas Eve reading this stupid play. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with more of It's a Wonderful Life. Back now to the Don and Mike Show presentation of It's a Wonderful Life. Let me see. George is standing at the garden gate. He takes some travel folders from his pocket, looks at them, and throws them away. He's obviously disturbed about the latest turn of events. His mother comes out of the house and kisses him. Hold on, who's on the hotline? Excuse me, just a second. Hello, hotline.
Hi, this is Ray Hentner at LIF. We got a messenger coming up there to pick up a package.
Hey, listen, doofus. We're doing a radio. Let's see. He is obviously disturbed about the latest turn of events. Well, right in the middle of the play, for goodness sakes.
Really? Right at the beginning.
His mother comes out of the house and kisses him. Hello, Mom.
Oh, that's for nothing. So, how do you like her?
She's swell.
Well, looks like she can keep Harry on his toes.
Keep him out of Bedford Falls, anyway.
Did you know that Mary Hatch is back from school?
Uh-huh.
Came back 3 days ago. Nice girl, that Mary. Kind that will kind that'll help you find the answers, George. Oh, stop that grunting. Can you give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary?
Sure. Sam Wainwright.
Huh?
Yeah, she's crazy. Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know? Did she discuss it with you?
No.
Well, then how do you know?
Well, I've got eyes, haven't I? Why, she lights up with like a firefly whenever you're around, George.
Oh.
And besides, Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war, Mommy?
Well, I don't really know about war.
Mother, you know I can see right through you. Right to your back collar button. You're trying to get rid of me, huh?
Uh-huh.
They kiss. Another kiss. Well, here's your hat. What's your hurry? All right, Mommy. Old building and loan pal. I think I'll go out and find a girl and do a little passionate necking. Like the kind you and I just did, Mom.
Oh, George.
Now, if you will just point me in the right direction, this direction. Good night, Mrs. Bailey.
And so George strolls off toward the direction of Mary's house.
Well, hello, Mary. I just happened to be passing by.
Yes, so I noticed. Have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About coming in. Your mother just phoned and said you were on your way over to pay me a visit.
My mom called you? Well, how did she know?
Didn't you tell her? Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
Well, I'll come in for a minute, but I didn't tell anybody I was coming over here. Hey, when did you get back, Mary?
Tuesday.
Where'd you get that dress?
Do you like it?
It's all right. I thought you'd go back to New York and like Sam and Ingy and the rest of them.
Oh, I worked there a couple of vacations, but I don't know. I guess I was homesick.
Oh, come on. For this dump? You're homesick for Bedford Falls?
Yes, and my family and, everything. Would you like to sit down?
Yeah, all right. Just for a second, though. I still can't understand it, though. You know, I didn't tell anybody I was coming here.
Would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude.
Well, then sit down.
Well, I see it still smells like pine needles in here.
Thank you. It was nice about your brother Harry and Ruth, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course I like her. She's a fuzzy little peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general that you're not enthusiastic about, huh?
No, marriage is all right for Harry and Marty and Sam and you.
Mary! Who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey, what's he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? Not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Well, you tell him to go right back home, and don't you leave this house either. Sam Wainwright promised to call you from New York tonight.
But your mother needn't. Now, listen. You know I didn't come here to
What did you come here for?
I don't know. You tell me. You're supposed to be the one that has all the answers. You tell me.
Oh, why don't you just go home?
Well, all right. That's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place. Bitch. Good night.
Good night.
Mary, the telephone. It's Sam.
I'll get it.
Mary, he's waiting.
Hello?
Excuse me. I forgot my hat.
Hee-haw. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, gee, it's great to hear your voice again.
Oh, well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Oh, yes, old Mossback George.
Hee-haw! Put him on!
Oh, wait a minute, I'll call him. George.
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
He does, so we ask for him. George, Sam wants to speak to you.
Yeah. Hello, Sam.
Well, George Baileyovsky, hey, a fine pal you are. What are you trying to do, steal my girl?
What do you mean? No one's trying to steal your girl. Here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
Here. You tell her.
We can both hear. Come here. We're listening, Sam.
I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, you remember that night in Martini's bar when you told me you read something about making plastics out of soybeans?
Huh? Yeah. Soybeans. Yeah.
Well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's going to build this huge factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Rochester? Hey, we're on in Rochester on WHTK, 1280 AM.
Well, why not? Can you think of anything better?
Oh, I don't know. Why not right here? You remember that old Tool and Machinery Works? You tell your father he can get that for a song, and all the labor he wants, too. Half the town was thrown out of work when they closed down.
That's so? Well, I'll tell him. Hey, that sounds great. Oh, baby, I knew you'd come through. Now, here's the point, Mary. Now, Mary, when you're on in on this, too. Now, listen, you got any money?
Money? Well, I've got a little.
Well, now listen. I want you to put every cent you've got into our stock, you hear? And George, I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to that broken down building and loan. This is the biggest thing since radio. And I'm letting you in on the ground floor. Oh, Mary.
I'm here.
Would you tell that guy I'm giving him the chance of a lifetime? You hear? The chance of a lifetime.
Oh, Mary.
George.
Mary.
And George and Mary got married and went, of course, to Ernie's cab to go on their honeymoon.
Buzz, this music and the bell ringing, of course, means we're back up to commercials. Rob, I'm going to have to ask you to do some editing because we're not even halfway through. We're not even halfway through the movie yet, are we?
Very close.
I mean, George and Mary get married about at the halfway point, right?
Yeah, it's about the halfway point.
Well, then do you think we can continue and get the whole thing done, keeping in mind that Buzz has to give us news next hour?
I was going to use the tube again. I don't know. If we all focus and we're very rapid about it, I think yes.
Okay. Hey, gang. Can everyone get focused? We can get focused. How about it, gang?
Let's get it.
We'll put on the bestest radio play ever. Yeah. And we'll be back. Yeah. What, buddy boy? Oh, what do you got? Some popcorn? Well, where'd you get the popcorn from?
Tammy.
From Tammy.
Anybody want any?
Well, is Tammy like your girlfriend now? No? Are you sure? Are you sure? Have you been back there kissing Tammy? Huh? Have you? Oh, don't you do that to me. We've got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of It's a Wonderful Life, the Don and Mike version, right after this. All right, we are into It's a Wonderful Life. If you're a fan of the movie at all, I'm sure you recognize a lot of the dialogue, but perhaps you don't remember the movie moving quite this slowly. I think what we're going to do is do a little selective editing here. Now, the parts that we've decided we've got to have in are the run on the bank.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got to have that.
Yeah.
You got to have George getting mad at Uncle Billy and slapping him around. You got to have the guy in the cab pick up George, take him around town, show him what his life would be like if he wasn't around. You got to have the big scene with George and Potter. and then you wind it up with a big happy party. Now, have I left out any important parts?
Do you think you could selectively edit as we go along here?
Well, let's get into the scene with the savings and loan, with the run on the bank. All right, now I think we can go past this part where George and Mary are talking about going for their honeymoon.
You go to page 202.
Page 202. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. Hold on. Maybe back on page 200. Or no, 202. You're right, Buzz. I'm with you.
All right.
Page 202. Or no, you know what? Let's start it on page 201.
Okay.
Because it says right there, don't look now. There's something funny going on over there at the bank.
I don't have a 201.
Or page 200. I'm sorry, Buzz.
Okay.
Page 200.
Okay.
I think we should also say here that Mary and George got married.
Duh.
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, I'm kidding, right? I think most people know that Mary
Okay.
and George ended up getting married. Although I guess there are some. Diana has never seen the movie. Have you, Diana?
No.
So I take it back. You did not know that Diana, Mary and George get married.
Wow.
And now we're at the point in the movie now where they're just about to go on their honeymoon, right?
And George had saved up a bunch of money for their honeymoon.
That's right. And he's ready, and they're ready to go on a fabulous honeymoon with a lot of money.
Now, Buzz, can you ad-lib any kind of intro for us here?
Well, as I was saying before the break, George and Mary got married and, of course, went to Ernie's cab to take off on their honeymoon.
So we start with Ernie, who's talking to passerby.
Hey, don't look now, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks of a run.
Hey, Ernie, if you got any money in the bank, you better hurry.
George follows the crowd to the Bailey Building and Loan and unlocks the door and enters to find Uncle Billy.
Hold on. Here we go. I'm here. Hey, you moron, why didn't you call me?
I just did, but they said you left. This is a pickle, George. This is a pickle.
All right, now, what happened? How did it start?
How does anything like this ever start? All I know is the bank called our loan.
When?
About an hour ago, George, I had to hand over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent of it! And it still was less than we owe.
Holy mackerel, Jesus Christ!
And then I got scared, George. And they closed the doors.
Hold on, the whole town has gone crazy.
Yes. Oh, ring, ring, ring. Hello? Hello? We'd love to have Santa Claus. No, George, it's Potter.
All right, give me the phone. Hello?
George?
Yeah.
There's a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true? Oh, well, I'm very glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you need any police?
Police? What for?
Well, mobs get pretty ugly sometimes. You know, George, I'm gonna go all out to help in this crisis. I've just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close up for a week and then reopen.
Hey, Uncle Billy, you idiot, listen to this. He just took over the bank.
I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people, too. You just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I will pay them 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you never miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one, old man.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you'll never reopen.
And now all the people are going crazy. There's like sirens going outside. There's a big run on the bank. And now I'm standing here in front of a bunch of angry people. People, can you be angry, please?
Where's my money?
All right, now, hold on.
Give me my money.
Hold on.
Money.
Hold on. Back off.
Mother, father.
I got some news for you, folks. I just talked to that old coot Potter, and he has guaranteed cash payments at the bank. The bank is going to reopen next week.
Yay! But George, I got my money here. Did he guarantee this place?
Well, no, Charlie, I didn't even ask him. You know, we don't need Potter over here.
I'll take mine now.
No, but you're thinking of this place all wrong. As if I had the money back in a safe. Your money is not here. Your money is in Joe's house. And you, Cannon, right next to yours. And you, Billy, in the Reed house. And you, Sherry, and 100 others, while you're lending them the money to build, and they're going to pay it back to you as best they can. Now what are you going to do? Foreclose on them?
I got $242 in here, and $242 isn't going to break anybody.
All right, Tom, here you are. You sign this, you'll get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, now that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
Tom, did you get your money?
No.
Well, I did. Old man Potter pays 50 cents on the dollar for every share you got.
50 cents on the dollar?
That's not bad. Yeah, cash.
George, what do you say to that?
Now, Tom, you have to stick to your original agreement. Now, just give us 60 days on this.
Okay, Randall.
Are you going to go to Potter's?
Better to get half than nothing.
Tom, Randall. Now, listen to me. I beg of you not to do this thing. If Potter gets hold of this building alone, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. He's already got the bank, he's got the bus line, he's got the department stores, he's running the crack houses, and now he's after us. Why? It's very simple. Because we're cutting out on his business, that's why, and because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent that he decides. You, Billy Reed. You lived in one of those houses, didn't you? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what he charged you for that broken-down shack? And you, Sherry. You remember last year when things weren't going so well and you couldn't make your payments? You didn't lose your house, did you? Do you think Potter would have let you keep it? And Buzz Burbank. Yeah. Can't you understand what's happening here? Don't you see what's happening? Potter isn't selling. Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicking and he's not. Wow. That's why he's picking up some bargains. Now, we can get through this thing all right. We got to stick together, though. We've got to have faith in each other.
That was a great monologue. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that one.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
I missed my calling. Thank you.
But my husband, he hasn't worked in over a year, and I need the money.
Oh, jeez. How much do you need? Hey, hold on. Look here. I got $2,000. Here's $2,000. This will tide us over until the bank reopens. Okay? Okay, Billy? How much do you need?
$242.
Oh, Tom, you big pain in the keister. Just enough to tide you over until the bank reopens.
I'll take $242.
Oh, all right. There you are.
That'll close my account.
No. Your account is still here. That is a loan. Okay? All right? Rob A?
Ed, I got $300 here, George.
Oh, no, Ed.
Oh, now, Rob A., what'll it take till the bank reopens? Tell me, what do you really need?
Dear, I suppose $20 will do.
$20. Now you're talking. Thanks, Rob A. And Mrs. Thompson, how much do you want?
But it's your own money, George.
Never mind about that. How much do you want?
I guess I can get along with 20, all right.
$20, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, and I'll sign the papers.
You don't have to sign anything. I'll take yours in skin. I know you'll pay it back when you can. That's okay. Okay, Mrs. Davis?
Could I have 75? I'm sorry, 1750. I'm illiterate. I can't read. I'm old.
1750. Bless your heart. Of course you can have it. You got 50 cents? $17. There you go.
The Baileys made it through the banking crisis just barely. They locked the doors with just $2 left.
George, there's a call for you.
Look, will you get Frida on the phone? She's probably over at Big Frida's.
Mrs. Bailey's on the phone.
I don't want Mrs. Bailey. I want my wife. Mrs. Bailey. Oh, that's my wife. Here, I'll take it here. Mary? Hello. Listen, dear, I'm sorry. What? You want me to come home?
So George went home to a night of wedded bliss with his wife. But all is not so cheery throughout Bedford Falls. In Mr. Potter's office...
Look, Mr. Potter, it's no skin off my nose. I'm just your little rent collector, but you can't laugh off this Bailey Park anymore. Look at it.
Mr. Potter, Congressman Blatz is here to see you.
Don't tell the congressman to wait. Go on.
15 years ago, a half-dozen houses stuck here and there. There's the old cemetery, squirrels, buttercups, daisies. Used to hunt rabbits there myself, but look at it today. Dozens of the prettiest little homes you ever saw. 90% owned by suckers who used to pay rent to you. Your Potter's Field, my dear Mr. Employer, is becoming just that. And all the local yokels making with those David and Goliath wisecracks.
No, they are they? Even though they know the Baileys haven't made a dime out of it.
You know why very well. The Baileys were all chumps. Every one of those homes is worth twice what it cost the building and loan to build. If I were you, Mr. Potter...
Well, you're not me. You're Rob A., damn it.
As I say, it's no skin off my nose. But one of these days, this bright young man is going to be asking George Bailey for a job.
The Bailey family has been a boil, a shanker on my neck long enough.
And so the evil Mr. Potter sets up a friendly meeting with his archenemy, George Bailey.
Thank you. Wow, that's quite a fatty you've just given me. Don't bogart that fatty, Mr. Potter.
Do you like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but Just what exactly did you want to see me about?
George, that's what I like. That's what I like about you. George, I'm an old man, and most people hate me.
I hate you.
But I don't like them either, so that makes it all even. You know, just as well as I do, that I run practically everything in this town but the Bailey building alone. You know, also, that for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it or kill it, but I haven't been able to do that. You've been stopping me. In fact, you've beaten me, George. And as anyone in this country, or this county for that matter, can tell you, that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones that kept our hedge. You saved the building and loan, and I saved all the rest.
Well, most people say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George. The suckers.
Suckers.
Now, I've stated my side very frankly. Now, let's look at your side. Young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week.
Hey, no, I make 45.
45, out of which, after supporting your mother and paying your bills and your crack habit, you're able to keep, say, 10 if you skimp. A child or two comes along and you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, if this young man of 28 was a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say he was doing fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. He's an intelligent, smart, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building and loan, and I'm horny. A young man who's been dying to get out of this town ever since he was born. A young man, smartest one of the crowd, mind you. A young man who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture, or do I exaggerate?
When's the last time you had a solid bowel movement, Mr. Potter?
Years, George, years.
What is your point?
My point is I want to hire you. Hire me? I want you to manage my affairs, run my properties, George. I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
$20,000. Do it like the DJs do. $20,000. $20,000 a year.
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York a year, maybe once in a while Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? Well, you're not talking to someone else around here, are you? You know, me? Me personally, George Bailey?
Oh, yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, providing he has the brains enough to climb aboard.
What about the building and loan?
Don't confound it, man. Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year starting today. Is it a deal or isn't it?
No! Well, Mr. Potter, I know I ought to jump at the chance, but I just wonder... Would it be possible, would you give me 24 hours to think it over?
Sure. You go on home and talk about it to your wife.
I'd like to do that.
In the meantime, I'll draw up the papers, and I'll put on some depend undergarments.
Well, all right, sir.
Okay, George.
Okay, Mr. Potter.
No.
No. Now, wait a minute here. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now the answer is no. No, doggone it. No, goddammit. You sit around here and you spin your little webs.
You can't talk. We can hear you when he's doing his little thing there.
Robbie, I am trying to deliver a scene. What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm sorry, sir.
What were you saying?
It was a little joke for Billy.
Go ahead, George.
Well, here I am really trying to emote.
I'm sorry.
And have you noticed I'm really emoting, Sherry? You're the only actress here.
Good job.
I mean, of course, Mike's had theater experience, but it was back in his college days.
Try to get it back, Don. Try to get it back.
I can't, Mike. I'm sorry. The motivation is gone. No, doggone it. No. You sit around here and spin your little webs, and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Stevens. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you're nothing but a scurvy little spider. And that goes for you, too. And it goes for you, too.
Now, it's the morning of Christmas Eve, 1945. George Bailey is glowing with pride because his brother Harry has been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. It's front-page news in Bedford Falls, and George is showing the paper to everyone, including Ernie the cop.
What was the little joke you told Billy? I'd like to know. Share it with the class, please.
It said, here comes the part where he talks about Bono and the Edge, because he says, and that goes for you, too, and that goes for you, too. It's not a very good joke. I would have shared it sooner.
Oh, God.
I've been watching the movie for a long time, and I've always made that joke. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I ruined Christmas.
You too.
Where were we, Buzz? I'm sorry, I lost my place.
We're ready to start the last half there. George is showing everyone the newspaper about his brother Harry winning the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he's right now showing it to Ernie the cop.
Hey, Barty, what are you doing? What do you need, son?
I don't know where.
Daddy's right in the middle of my biggest acting job ever. What?
I don't know where Billy put.
You don't know where Billy put what? Oh, your little toy? Your little rap toy? Okay, have a good time. He loves the toy his Uncle Mike gave him.
He's been a good boy today.
All right, so now I'm talking to Ernie the cab driver, right?
Right.
Hey, Ernie. Look at that.
Nah, gonna snow again.
What do you mean it's going to snow again? Look at the headlines.
I know. I think it's marvelous.
Commander Harry Bailey. Mr. Gower, look at this. The second page. No, now look. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. See you again.
Even old Uncle Billy is beaming as he makes the bank deposit at the Potter Savings Bank.
December 24th. 8,000.
Suddenly, Potter's wheelchair gets pushed in the bank and is greeted by Uncle Billy.
Well, good morning, Mr. Potter. What's the news? Well. Harry Bailey wins Congressional Medal. That couldn't be one of the Bailey boys. You just can't keep those Baileys down. Can you, Mr. Potter?
How does Slacker George feel about that?
Very jealous. He only lost 3 buttons off his vest. Of course, Slacker George would have gotten 2 of those medals if he had gone.
Bad ear.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the doddering Uncle Billy leaves the bank deposit folded up in Potter's newspaper. A regrettable error.
After all, Potter, some people like George had to stay home. Not every heel was in Germany and Japan.
Good morning, Mr. Bailey.
Good morning, Horace.
I guess you forgot something.
What?
You forgot something.
What?
Well, aren't you going to make a deposit today?
Sure I am.
Well then, Brainiac, it's usually customary to bring the money with you.
Oh, shucks. I know I had. I'm so bewildered.
How about that one there?
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, back at the building and loan...
You just make yourself at home, Mr. Carter. I'll get these books for you. Oh, hello, Vi.
George, can I see you for a second?
Why, of course you can. Just come right back here to my love room. Uncle Billy, talk to Harry. He's on the telephone.
Hurry, Uncle Billy. Long distance. Harry, Washington. Here's Harry on the phone. Your nephew, remember? Here he is.
Hello. Yes, Harry. Yes, everything's fine. Click. I should have my head examined. Oh, my God, $8,000. It's got to be somewhere. What am I going to do?
All right, now I'm done with this. Here you go. Violet, this is for you.
Character? If I had any character, I'd...
It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again.
No, George, don't.
No, here, take the money. You're broke, aren't you?
I know, but I can't.
Hey, listen, what do you want to do? Phone sex? You want to walk to New York? You know, they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as they do in Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
Listen, it's a loan. That's my business, building and loan. Besides, you're going to get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Give me a kiss on the cheek. Say hello to New York for me.
Yeah, sure I will.
Now let's hear from you. What's the matter? Merry Christmas, Vi.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey?
Oh, Mr. Carter, I'm sorry. I'll be right with you. Is Uncle Billy in?
Yeah, he's in his office.
Hey, Uncle Billy. What's going on now? The bank examiner is here, and I don't know what he wants.
He's here. He's here.
Yeah. Now he said he wants the accounts payable. Uncle Billy, what's the matter with you? Eustace?
Yeah.
Come here a minute.
Yeah.
Did you see Uncle Billy with any cash last night?
He had it on his desk, cutting it up before he closed up.
Now look, Uncle Billy. Did you buy anything?
Nothing, George. Not even a stick of gum.
All right, then don't worry. We're going to go over every step you took since you left the house.
Oh, which way? This way!
The search was none too fruitful, though, so they tried to regroup and strategize in Uncle Billy's office.
That's the sound of deep thinking. Did you put the envelope in your pocket?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, yeah.
Maybe. I don't want any more maybe. Uncle Billy, we've got to find that money.
I'm no good to you, George. I'm no good. I don't know what I'm doing.
Listen to me, you Rebo. Do you have any secret hiding place here in the house? Somewhere you could have put it? Someplace to hide the money?
I've gone over the whole house, even in rooms that have been locked ever since I lost Laura.
Listen to me. Think.
I can't think anymore, George. I can't think anymore. It hurts my brain.
Yeah. Where's that money, you stupid old fool? Where's the money? Where's the effing money?
Oh, no.
You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison. That's what it means. One of us is going to jail. I want to tell you something right now, you big four-headed Uncle Billy. It's not going to be me.
George Bailey storms angrily out of the office and comes home to Mary and the kids.
The bells mean we've got to take a break. Now, the question is, in our next segment, can we wind up the play? Can we go from page 253 to page 322 in the next segment?
Sure we can.
We're on a roll.
Hey, Mr. Joke Writer. Hey, Mr. U2.
Yes, Alan Brady.
See? And you know what? I wouldn't mind that. I look at that as a compliment. Perhaps in the coming year, I will call you Mel, as in Mel Cooley, and you could refer to me as Alan Brady.
Deal.
If you could possibly do some selective editing now to give us the best scene so we can wind all of this up in our next break, okay? All right, hey, it's the Don and Mike presentation of It's a Wonderful Life, and we'll have the last scene right after this. All right, cast, please return.
Come on now, places, everyone.
For the final act. Now, has Federico, what's the name of the director that just died? Fellini. Has Fellini Spiewak made the edits of the script?
I believe he has, Don.
Destroying my masterpiece. No, I think we can do the Potter scene, which starts on page 265.
All right, let me go ahead to page 265. Good, you cut out a lot of useless stuff there.
I had my script.
Page 265, okay. And then where do we go after that?
I would guess after we finish that, we could go to where he saves Clarence's life, page 276.
Okay, to 276. Gotcha.
And then it's we could go as far as we think that we need to prove that George really shouldn't have died. Then we can go to page 308 and wind the whole thing up. That's the happy part.
All right, great. Page 308. That's the happy part. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Since I may be the director, but if you're the producer, you're going to have to know when to make the time cut.
I'll let you know.
Cool.
I'll let you know, funny boy.
Thank you, Alan.
Shut up, Mel. Give me a toupee. You know, the best Dick Van Dyke show ever was the one where Laura Petrie went on the game show, and the slick host got her to admit that Alan Brady wears a toupee.
Right.
And then when Laura went into Alan Brady's office to apologize, he had like 8 mannequin heads, and all of them were wearing the little pieces of hair, and he yelled at Mel, shut up and comb my toupee. And Mel would have to be, never mind. You know, next year maybe we'll do a Dick Van Dyke episode.
That's does Dick Van Dyke have a Christmas episode?
You know they do.
Yeah, we could do the Christmas episode with Dick Van Dyke, and that can't last longer than a half an hour.
All right. Well, you know, I happen to think that there have got to be some people out there who enjoy It's a Wonderful Life, who are kind of, in a weird way, following along with what we're doing.
You know, we'll wait for the feedback, and who knows, maybe this could be some sort of twisted tradition.
Well, but on the other hand, I know we've had at least one person call the station today. I'm just told been very unhappy with our little radio play and would like us to go back to having women play their vibrators on the radio.
Oh dear me.
Well, you can't please everybody. And besides, it's our last show before Christmas.
That's right.
So come on, give us some slack. We're having some fun.
That's right.
We're putting on a little play here. And it's going to be the bestest play ever, right, gang?
That's right, Donnie. Learn about Cuba having some food.
Okay. All right, back to you, Buzz, to set up the scene, please.
George, yeah, that's right. George, a broken man, ends up in the office of Mr. Potter, begging for help.
I'm in trouble, Mr. Potter. I need help. There's some sort of an accident. My company is short in the account. The bank examiner is there today. I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, so that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about?
Did Jeffrey York call you? The reporters?
Yes, they called me from your building and loan. Oh, there's a man over there from the DA's office, too. He's looking for you.
Please help me, Mr. Potter. Help me, won't you, please? Can't you see what it means to my family? I'll pay you any sort of a bonus on the loan, any interest. If you still want the building and loan, why
George?
Yeah?
Could it possibly be there's a slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir. There's nothing wrong with the books. I've just misplaced $8,000. I can't seem to find it anywhere.
You misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir.
Have you notified the police?
No, sir, I didn't want the publicity. Harry is coming home tomorrow and everything.
They're going to believe that one. What have you been doing, George? Playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir, I haven't.
What is it, a woman then? You know it's all over town that you've been sleeping with Violet Bick.
What?
No, it makes any difference to me, but why did you come to me? Why don't you go to Sam Wainwright and ask him for the money?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, Darwin's waiting room. Well, what about your other friends?
Oh, they don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one in town that can help me.
I see. I've suddenly become quite important. What kind of security would I have, George? You got any stocks?
No, sir.
Bonds, real estate, collateral of any kind?
Well, I have some life insurance. I have a $15,000 policy.
Yes, how much equity in it?
$500.
Look at you. You used to be so cocky, and I'm horny. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man? A miserable little clerk crawling on your hands and knees and begging for help. No securities, no stocks, no bonds, nothing but a miserable little $500 equity life insurance policy. You're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go to the riffraff you love so much and ask them to let you have $8,000? You know why? Because they'd run you out of town on a rail. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, George. What? Since the state examiner is still here as a stockholder of the building and loan, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, manipulations, malfeasance. All right, George. Don't. You go ahead and leave. You can't hide in a little town like this. Hello, Bill. This is Potter.
As George flees from Mr. Potter's office, he ducks into Martini's Tavern to hide from the authorities and enjoy a cocktail with his pal, Nick the bartender. And later, as George staggers into the snowy street, he stumbles his way down to Bedford Bridge, contemplating suicide with tears in his eyes. He is, however, distracted by an older man who lands in the water first. George jumps in to save the man and brings him to the bridge-keeper's office to dry off and get warm.
What page are we on?
276.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
How'd you happen to fall in?
I didn't fall in. I jumped in to save George.
You what? To save me?
Well, I did, didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Suicide.
You know it's against the law to commit suicide around here?
Yeah, it's against the law where I come from, too.
Where the hell do you come from?
Heaven. I had to act quickly. That's why I jumped in. I knew if I were drowning, you'd try to save me. And you see, you did. And that's how I saved you.
Very funny.
Your lip's bleeding, George. Can I kiss it?
Well, I got a bust in the jaw in answer to a prayer a little ago.
Oh, no, George. I'm the answer to your prayer. That's why I was sent down here.
I'm casually interested. How do you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I've watched you grow up from a little boy.
What are you, Kreskin or something?
Oh, no.
Well, who are you then?
Clarence Oddbody. AS2.
Oddbody? AS2? What's an AS2?
Angel, second class.
Oh, man. Oh, I had too much Sambuca. I wonder what Martini put in those drinks. Hey, what's with you? What did you just say a minute ago? Why did you want to save me?
That's what I was sent down for. I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Ridiculous of you to think of killing yourself for money. $8,000. Kiss me.
Yeah, things like that. Now, how did you know that? How did you get this number?
I told you. I'm your guardian angel. I know everything about you.
Well, you look like the kind of angel I'd get. I was hoping for one of Charlie's angels. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class.
I don't know whether I like it very much, being seen around with an angel without any wings.
Oh, I've got to earn them, and you'll help me, won't you?
Sure. How can I help you?
By letting me help you.
Now, there's only one way you can help me. You don't happen to have $8,000, do you?
Oh, no. We don't use money in heaven.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Stupid me. It comes in pretty handy down here, though.
Oh, tut.
I found it out a little late. I'm worth more dead than alive.
Now, look. You mustn't talk like that. I won't get my wings with that attitude. You just don't know all that you've done. If it hadn't been for you...
Yeah, now listen, if it hadn't been for me, everybody would be a lot better off. My wife, my kids, my friends. Now look, piss off.
No, you don't understand. I've got my job.
Shut up. Shut up, you.
This isn't going to be so easy. So, you still think killing yourself would make everyone feel happier, eh?
Oh, I don't know. I guess you're right. I suppose it would have been better if I would have never been born at all.
What'd you say?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
Oh, you mustn't say things like that. Wait a minute. That's an idea. What do you think? Yeah, that'll do it. All right. Yeah. You've got your wish, George. You've never been born.
What did you say?
You've never been born. You don't exist. You haven't a care in the world. No worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get, no Potter-looking view with the sheriff.
Hey, say something else in my ear.
Sure, you can hear out of it.
Well, isn't that the doggonedest thing? You know, I haven't heard anything out of this ear since I was a kid. Must have been that jump in the cold water.
Your lips stopped bleeding too, George.
Well, what do you know about that? Hey, what's happened? It stopped snowing out. What's happened here? Come on, as soon as these clothes of ours are dry...
Our clothes are dry.
What do you know about that? This stove is hotter than I thought. Now, come on. Don't be naked there. Get your clothes on and we'll stroll up to my car and we'll get out of here. And then we start dressing. each other. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stroll. You fly.
I can't fly. I haven't got my wings.
You haven't got your wings. Yeah, that's right.
What's the matter?
Now, this is where I left my car, and it's not here.
You have no car.
Well, I had a car, and it was right here. I guess somebody moved it.
Good evening.
Hey, say, where's my car?
I beg your pardon?
My car. I'm the guy that owns the car that ran into your tree.
What tree?
What do you mean, what tree? This tree. Here, I ran over it. I cut a big gash right in the side of it.
You must mean two other trees. You had me worried. One of the oldest trees in Pottersville.
Pottersville? Don't you mean Bedford Falls?
I mean Pottersville. Don't you think I know where I live? What's the matter with you?
Oh, I don't know. Either I'm off my nut or he is, or...
It isn't me.
Or you are. Well, maybe I left the car up at Martini's. Come on, Gabriel.
Clarence.
Come on, Clarence.
Next stop, George and Clarence hit the local tavern.
That's all right. Go on in. Martini is a good friend of mine. There's a place to sit down right there. Now sit down. Hey, Nick, how's it hanging? Where's Martini?
You say you want some martini?
No. I want Martini, your boss. Where is he?
Look, I'm the boss. You want a drink or don't you?
Well, all right. Double bourbon quick, huh?
Okay, what's yours?
Oh, I was just thinking, it's been a long time since I...
Look, mister, I'm standing here waiting for you to make up your mind.
Oh, that's a good man. I was just thinking of a flaming rum punch. No, it's not cold enough for that. Not nearly cold enough. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm so thirsty. I'll get mulled wine, heavy on the cinnamon, and light on the cloves. Off with you, me lad, and be lively.
Hey, look, mister, we serve hard drinks in here for men who want to get drunk fast, and we don't need any characters around to give the joint atmosphere. Is that clear? Or do I have to slip you my left for a convincer?
What's he talking about?
Nick, just give him the same as mine. He's okay.
Okay.
What's the matter with him? I never saw Nick act like that before.
Oh, you'll see a lot of strange things from now on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, little fellow, you worry me. Do you have someplace to sleep?
No. What's you asking that question for?
You don't, huh? Well, do you have any money?
No.
Excuse me. I wonder...
You got a cough, George? Cough button.
No wonder you jumped in the river.
I jumped in the river to save you, so I could get my wings.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, somebody's just made it.
Made what?
Every time you can hear a bell ring, it means some angel's just got his wings.
That wasn't me. Someone else was coughing.
No coughing except for Don.
Look, I think maybe you better not mention getting your wings around here.
Why? Don't they believe in angels?
Yeah, but you know.
Then why should they be surprised when they see one?
He never grew up. He's, Hey, how old are you anyway, Clarence?
293. Next May.
That does it. Out you two pixies go, through the door or out the window.
Look, Nick, what's wrong?
And that's another thing. Where do you get off calling me Nick?
Well, that's your name, isn't it?
What's that got to do with it? I don't know you from Adams off Ox.
Hey, what is... So bewildered. Hey, Paula, I want to marry you. Isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist?
And, you know, that's another reason for me not to like you. That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid. If you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Would you show these gentlemen the door?
Sure. This way, gentlemen.
So George and Clarence get thrown out and land on their faces in the snow.
Oh, you see, George, you weren't there to stop Gower from putting that poison into the,
What do you mean I wasn't there? I remember distinctly I was there. What the heck's going on around here? Look, who are you?
I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. Now, what else are you? What, are you a hypnotist?
No, of course not.
Then why am I seeing all these strange things?
Don't you understand, George? It's because you were not born.
Then if I wasn't born, who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean, no identity? The only person I know with no identity is Ken Stevens.
There's no George Bailey. You have no papers, no cards, no driver's license, no 4F card, no insurance policy.
What?
They're not there either.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute here. Oh, this is some sort of wacky dream I'm having here. So long, mister. I'm going home.
Home? What home?
Now, shut up!
You don't have Zuzu's pedals either. We missed that line.
Cut it out. You're crazy. That's what I think. You're screwy. And you're driving me crazy, too. I'm seeing things. I'm going home, and I'm seeing my wife and family. Do you understand that? And I'm going home alone. Well, now, I think...
As George walks the streets, he notices a lot of things have changed without him.
Hey, listen, in the interest of time, we got to cut right to the chase here. I think we all know now that George realizes that his life would have been totally down the crapper if he had killed himself.
That's right.
So we go to page...
308.
308. I'm with you. Someone get Barton here, because his line's going to be coming up momentarily.
Buzz number 44.
Okay, got it, Roman.
All right. Clarence! Clarence, help me. Clarence, get me back. Get me back. I don't care what happens to me. Get me back to my wife and kids. Help me, Clarence. Please, please. Stop the monkeys.
George has run back to the bridge.
I want to live again. I want to live again. I want to live again. Please, God, let me live again.
Hey, George. George, you all right? Hey, what's the matter?
Now get out of here, Bert, or I'm going to hit you again. Now get out of here.
What the Sam hell are you yelling for, George?
Don't. George? Bert? Do you know me?
Know ya? Are you kidding? I've been looking for you all over town, trying to find you. I saw your car piled in the tree down there, and I thought maybe, hey, your mouth's bleeding. Are you sure you're all right?
What did... Hey, my mouth's bleeding, Bert. My mouth is bleeding. Zuzu's pedals, they're here, Bert. What do you know about that? Merry Christmas. Merry! Mommy! Mommy! Hello, Bedford Falls. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, George!
Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, Pleasure Chest! Merry Christmas, you old wonderful building alone! Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter!
Happy New Year to you in jail. Go on home. They're waiting for you and I'm horny.
Amid the confusion, they are joined by Harry Bailey, the hometown hero.
Mary? Well, hello, Mr. Bank Examiner.
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
I know. $8,000.
George, I've got a little paper here.
I bet it's a warrant for my arrest. Ain't that great? Merry Christmas! Where's Mary? Oh, look at this wonderful old drafty house. Mary! Mary! Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas, Daddy! Merry Christmas, Daddy!
Kids! Pete, kids! Janie, Tommy, I could eat you up. Ow. Where's your mother?
She went looking for you with Uncle Billy.
Daddy!
Hold on. What? Say it again.
Daddy!
Zuzu, my little ginger snap. How do you feel?
Fine!
And not a... Oh, sorry.
And not a smidge of a temperature.
Ha ha ha. Not a snitch of a temperature. Hallelujah.
Here you go, Mary.
Hello? George, darling.
Mary. Mary.
George, darling, where have you been? Oh, George.
Sherry, let me touch you. Oh, you're real.
Oh, George.
You have no idea what's happened to me, Mary.
You have no idea what happened. Well, come on, George. Come on downstairs quick. They're on their way.
All right.
Come on in here now. Now you stand right over here by the tree, right there, and don't move. I hear him now. George, it's a miracle. Come in. Uncle Billy, everybody in here.
Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it, George. Mary did it. She told a few people you were in trouble, and they scattered all over town collecting money. They didn't ask any questions. Just said, if George is in trouble, count on me. You never saw anything like it. Nah.
What is this, George? Another run on the bank? Here you are, George. Merry Christmas.
Everybody's giving George money.
The line form's on the right. Mr. Martini, Merry Christmas. Step right up here.
I busted the jukebox, too.
Mr. Gower. I made the rounds with my charge account.
Violet Bick.
I'm not going to go, George. I changed my mind. I've been saving this money for a divorce, if ever I get a husband.
There you are, George. I got all the faculty all up out of bed.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George.
Just a minute. Quiet, everybody, quiet. Now, this is from London. Mr. Gower cables, you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $20,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Merry Christmas.
Mr. Martini, how about some wine?
Hello, George. How are you?
Suddenly, George looks down, and under the Christmas tree is a copy of Tom Sawyer with this inscription. Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence.
Harry.
Hello, George. How are you?
Harry.
Mary, looks like I got here too late. Mary, I got him from the airport as quickly as I could. The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard.
Harry, how about your banquet in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle as soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie. A toast to my big brother, George, the richest man in town.
Should all acquaintance be forgot and ever
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine. Old acquaintance be forgot.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his rings.
That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
The end.
Merry Christmas.
Okay. Wow. 1 hour and 49 minutes later. You could have watched the whole stinking movie in that time. Well, our thanks to the entire cast and crew of the Don and Mike presentation of It's a Wonderful Life.
The editing made it. We got through it, and I think it worked out well.
I hope you taped it, because we're not doing it again next year. We've got to do some commercials here. What, Bardio? What's that? What you got now? Candy. Who'd you get that from?
I don't know. Can I have it?
Well, no, you can't have it if you don't know where it came from. Did it come from Diana?
Yeah.
It's okay, then.
Okay.
Sure, you can. What is it? Bittersweet chocolate. Sure, help yourself. Knock yourself out. Chocolate. Get a good one. Great job, everybody. What?
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? I think that chocolate bar is. You can have listen, we're going to have dinner when we get home, so just eat one and then 2 pieces and you bring the rest home, okay? Okay, put it back in the wrapper now.
I ate this.
Oh, no, Bart, no. Come here, give me back the big piece. Come here now. Come on now, you've been a good boy all day. That's a good boy.
That's what I want.
What? Hey, hold on, come here. What are you saying? I couldn't hear you.
The part I wanted.
You wanted the big part? You have been an excellent boy today. Do you know
You
that?
have, Bart. You've done a really nice
Then
job.
why don't you let me have it?
Because you got to go home and have dinner. Then you can have more of your chocolate, okay?
I get the rest.
I am very proud of you. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Good
Do
boy.
I get any more presents?
Do you get? Oh, get out of here! Get out of here!
Get out of here.
All right, Buzz. Do you have news for us?
Well, I do.
All right, then we will get to that.
Hey, good job, George Bailey. You did a fine job with that.
Really?
And same to you.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else, except for Rob A. I'm kidding.
Any more presents?
What?
Sure I don't get any
No more presents now, son. We got a break. We will be right back.